Gotta love having your dog bark before stream. Hey guys, happy Thursday. A bit of an impromptu stream, I suppose, but we're just yapping today, so who cares? Maybe I'll keep the BGM on for a little bit. I'm gonna cut it out because we're gonna be watching. Well, not watching, we're just gonna be showing like a preview thing. But yeah, I don't think people are in chat right now, but not anyone, it's okay. I was trying to say all good and okay at the same time. It's all good, no worries. I'm assuming people will either join later or just watch the VOD, it's not a big deal. But yeah, today I'm just gonna be yapping, talking about various stuff. I'll open with, I'll talk about IRL stuff first, because that's less interesting than YouTuber adjacent, whatever. So in terms of IRL stuff going on for me this weekend, like, I probably said it in like March when it happened, but I am finally going to go to my college commencement, because I graduated back in March and got my diploma and whatever. Just got framed like the other week, so that's good. I'm just going to be doing that for the weekend, so probably no new video, unfortunately. I do have the footage ready for it, so that's going to be less of a pain. But yeah, it'll be a good-ish length video, probably closer to normal stuff. I realized this when I did my most recent stuff. Like, my last two videos were like 20 minutes long. The Sheena one was almost 30. But yeah. So let's just get into the focus of today and just talking about various stuff. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about right today was this. So, first of all, this has gone up. Secondly, again, thank you guys so much for enjoying and watching this video. Like, this was the first highlight I did coming back to YouTube after taking a quick break, and I put a lot of effort and love into it, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it so much. Last time I checked, it was at like 1,800 views, and still no dislikes, but like, I'm honestly, like, stunned it was doing so good. Not because I doubted Sheena as, like, a content creator, like, being interesting. Sheena's not anything negative at all. Sheena's a great person. She's good at doing what she does. But, I don't know, I just was worried and didn't know if people were gonna watch it. But I'm glad you guys did. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. It's one of my favorite videos in recent time. Not my all-time favorite video. I think that's still gonna be the big Grin Mama compilation or Hexa getting cancelled. But I'm glad this video is doing good and you guys are enjoying it. It means a lot to me. Definitely go give Sheena all the support and whatever. This wouldn't have been possible without her. But yeah, that's like the first small topic and just like talking over Twitter stuff. But second topic that I want to talk about is going to be this next video that we're doing, or well, I'm making this next video, so that's going to be coming up soon. And I'll pause the BGM real quick so you can see this. So here's a preview for this upcoming highlight video. So right off the bat, I am going to say that I'm probably going to redo, like, just from, like, an editing thing, I do want to redo that intro just a little bit, just to adjust, like, some of the background stuff. Nothing with, like, the actual, anything else. I think everything else so far in it's fine. I just think that cutoff is a little bit too short, and I'll probably adjust it for the actual video and do it. But, yeah, that one's probably not going to come out this weekend, probably later next week, I want to say. But overall, I am looking forward to that. I know Mari was technically leading the poll, but I've done one for Mari already because I did her and Hina collabing. So if it's not like I don't want to do a Mari highlight or anything like that, because like whenever I do polls and whatever, it's not a popularity contest. That's like the something I feel like I should probably point out. It's not like a popularity contest, whatever. It's me gauging interest in what people want to do, because like I want to do clips and highlights for all the people who I watch and like and do content for. I'm just saying with my drawers. I'm sorry. Yeah, for people who aren't aware, I brought it up last stream, but I am on a different setup. I'm not just in my bedroom at my bed or on the couch or whatever. I'm actually at a desk now in my bedroom at a different house, but still. I have a desk now, and I've had this desk in my family for a while. I think my brother had it for a while, but I don't know. But it's pretty old, but it's nice, and it's something to work at, so it'll be a good station for streams. But yeah, going back to like topic of whatever. Whenever I do like polls and stuff to like gauge interest, it's not like a popularity contest. Like it's like these are all people I want to do highlights and clips for eventually. But I do want to know what people are interested in, what people want to see, and it's not like I won't want. Like I don't know. It's very hard to explain myself and my reasoning, but at the same time, I also know that I don't really need to. But yeah, like this video is gonna come out probably next week. I want to say Monday at the earliest. If I edit on Sunday or Saturday. Because going to commencement, I'm going to be leaving on Friday for it. Like Friday afternoon. And then after that, I'm going to be coming home Saturday. Because that's when it is. So we're just going to do it and then go back home. And it's about 3 hours there and back. Well, not there and back. There and then another 3 hours back. So it's going to be a fairly long way. So I won't have like a ton of stuff. I'm probably not going to bring my laptop with me. But yeah, it's whatever. But yeah, I'll probably get to that next video sometime done by Monday, probably Wednesday at the latest. But I do want to get it done at some point. But yeah, speaking of polls and whatever, because I brought it up just a second ago, last thing on the agenda is that I said here, like, I have a bigger video plan as a thank you for someone, but I'm just waiting until things are done. So, yes, I am going to talk about that real quick, because I've been vague posting about this since, like, end of May, like May 20th, I want to say. But, yeah. So, I'm not going to say specifically what the thank you is for, like, why I'm doing a thank you video. Because, again, I've talked about it with other people. Because, like, I'm in Hexa's Discord server. And, like, I brought it up, and she said that, like, the person in question wouldn't give a shit if I said anything, but I still just want to be respectful and don't just yap too hard and stuff about what's going on. But yeah, the person who I'm going to, but I will say who is getting like the thank you, but because I do think that's not an issue. I'm not gonna say what exactly the thank you is going to be, but well, obviously it's gonna be a highlight video because that's what I do. But yeah, the person getting it's Nano, like Nanobytes, the VTuber. And why that'll come up later, like once it's actually ready, I will explain fully why, and you guys will see. But I do want to do like a very big like compilative video highlight for a thank you, because I want to be appreciative. You should always just be appreciative to people, and I think that would be a good way to say thank you. Sorry, I'm yawning a lot. I'm tired. I'm sorry. Yeah, that would be a good way to be appreciative. And I feel like that would be just a nice thing to do. But yeah. And last thing that I immediately wanted to talk about, that I immediately thought of bringing up, was this. Yeah. So FaZe Connect currently is doing auditions. They're not taking male talents. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. I have a 100% male audience. They're not taking male talents. Sorry, Bagman legal mindset, but that's not going to happen, unfortunately. But this does make me think about various things, like what's going to be, if it's going to be a new generation, or if it's going to be a wave of invaders. I don't know. No one knows, so that's why we're going to speculate a little bit. because I figured that would be a fun thing to do, just talk about that. So for me personally, considering how recent Gen 3 came out, because let me go back to that other one with my most popular videos real quick. Yeah, so going back to this one real quick. 5 months ago is when Phase Connect Gen 3 came out. So 5 months ago would be in January, and this is happening right now in June. So if I have to guess, it is probably going to be a Phase Invaders thing, especially considering the fact that Phase Invaders is in like the hashtag things, whereas like hashtag Phase Connect, hashtag Phase Invaders. It's very likely going to be an Invaders wave. So if that is the case, who do we think is going to join? Because I don't know who is going to get in. Like, we have no idea who is going to get in, if anyone does. But I do like speculating and doing rats, because I watch a lot of people, and it would be interesting to see who does get into Phase. So if I had to pick, like, obviously, like, some people are gonna be exempt now because of recent stuff. Like, for example, Lisa. Like, not saying that Lisa joining Idol is bad. I don't think that is bad at all. But, like, now that she's an Idol, she can't be a contender for Phase. So, take that as you will. But, like, it's still good for Lisa. I think Idol is definitely a good fit for her, and just being in a company is gonna help her with music stuff. Old news, but as for who I want as invaders, I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, it's hard to pick and do theory crafting stuff for it, because it's like you want, like, on one hand you want to talk about people who you want to get nepoed into Phase Connect, but on the other hand, it's like I know like they probably said out loud and outright that like they're not interested in joining a company or anything like that. Like, for example, like Sayu would obviously be someone who, if they join Phase, I think would be a pretty good fit, because she has a very similar sense of humor. She's done collabs with various Phase talents and has done, and, like, gets along with them and is friends with a lot of them, most namely like Sheena. That's who she collabs with the most, but also Irie. And I just don't think that, given Sayu's past, she would want to join a corpo. Which, I can't blame her for that. Like, I wouldn't want to join a corpo if I were her either. But, like, I don't know. Like, it would just be, like, it's one of those things where it's like, me as a fan, like, I would be like, oh my god, that's so hype and so cool, congrats. But, like, as a person, I understand that, like, no, that's not gonna happen. Like, I know why that's not gonna happen, and it's probably a good thing that it's not gonna happen. But as for other people, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like you want to just talk about various people that you like, but you also don't want to yap too hard, because, like, at the end of the day, like, they're their own people and they don't have to join corpo. Like, that's the thing. I'm the worst person to do this sort of stuff, because I'm very, like, indecisive and very, like, oh, I don't want to, like, speak on behalf of other people, even if it is just me yapping about fan stuff. I'm a bit late. Oh, so no worries, Lance. I was just talking about, like, Phase getting new auditions and stuff, and I was just, like, thinking about people who I would consider, because, like, based off the thing we're seeing here on Twitter, I'm guessing it's going to be a new wave of invaders. So I would assume. So I was just talking about who I would want, like, nepo into Phase Connect, basically. And, like, the first person I mentioned was Sayu, like, Synchronicity Sayu. When I also expressed that, like, as much as I think that would be cool and that she would fit into Phase, I get why she wouldn't want to join. But if I had to say who else, like, obviously, if I have to pick, I'm going to say Sleepy. Because Sleepy gets along. She has a very similar vibe, I would say, to a lot of Phase talents. Like, not even, like, Pippa exclusively. Sleepy, in general, just gets along well with people and can go off stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, no worries. Everything before this was just sort of casual yapping. But yeah, Sleepy is obviously like a generally common invader pick, I would say. But I also would understand why she wouldn't want to. It's kind of like I'm trying to think of who else. Nana would also be a very one because like obviously like flavor and stuff and whatever. Like I know that's not real corpo stuff, and that's also like a very Pippa pick, but eh, I don't know. She would be a good fit. She gets along well and has a very similar energy. She really does. I could totally see her in phase. Yeah, like obviously like the obvious like Pippa collabs with her would be a good fit and stuff, but she could also like do other stuff with other people too. I don't know. I'm trying to think of who else. Like weirdly enough, even though I would understand why she wouldn't want to do a corpo stuff, even if she could be an invader and would keep all of her past life stuff and still could be who she is right now. Like Shadow, like Fallen Shadow, Shondo would be another pick because she has like the mental illness part down for phase. But at the end of the day, like even if she had to join as an invader, I don't know if she'd be allowed to like keep her other stuff. I don't see why she couldn't because I'm pretty sure Lumi and Yuri could when they joined First Wave Invaders. I don't know for certain if they did or not. I don't even know if Lumi or Yuri debuted with their previous company, which I'm pretty sure was CyberLive. But well, no, I'm not pretty sure. I know it's CyberLive. So I don't know if they actually streamed with them or not. If they did, I would be shocked if they had those VODs still because they would probably be super old. But I don't know. You know, like I'm trying to think of who else. Like Mari would also be a good fit, like Mari. But like she also doesn't strike me as someone who'd want to join a corpo either because she's doing her own thing. I was gonna say Senna Bonbon because of flavor connection drive. Yeah, Senna would also be like an easy pick too. Like that's kind of why I said Niana as well. But, like Senna in general, like she would also be a very good pick. Like there's obviously like big people who would be like if FaZe got them in Invaders, that would be a very big deal. But like obviously smaller creators too, because like it's obviously like as much as I want to say someone like Sawa, Sawa would not. I love Sawa dearly, and she's a very funny person, but she is not a good fit for FaZe Connect. Not because of anything she does. I just don't feel like corporal rules would mend well. It's sort of like Sayu, I would say, when she was with Niji as Zion. Like, not because like she was bad as a talent. She's a good, obviously a good VTuber. Just like corpo rules and stuff don't really mesh well with their kind of style of content, which is fine. But I think it's important to keep that in mind. But I don't know. But as much as I want to yap about this stuff, I'm trying to think. What else could we do for stream? Trying to think. Because I've been yapping for only about 20 minutes, and as much as I want to do a shorter stream for once, I also do like doing at least an hour long, so I don't know. Agreed. So I was going around being a Power Corp would probably want to work with her. Exactly. It's kind of the same thing with like Kirsha, because like Kirsha does plenty of her own stuff, and what she does is really good. And as much as I would want to see her in phase, she probably couldn't do nearly as much stuff as she does now if she was. So it's probably for the best. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like part of me is like that's conflicted because I want to keep talking about like general sort of stuff, but on the other hand, I also want to talk about Offkai stuff still because I only did that for a little bit last stream. But at the same time, I don't have anything prepared for that. So it's like, oh, like I didn't plan this out. This was a very impromptu, not serious stream. But I didn't think I was gonna go for this short either. So sorry, I was just getting water. So I don't know. I could always do. I could always go to waiting room screen and then just try to find clip. Well, not clips. I don't really want to do React Andy stuff to stuff that's not my own. But I could get like general post stuff and look into that. I don't know. Let's think. I think I will go to waiting room for just a short second, and then I'll think of something to do. Yes, So sorry for the interruption, but we're just gonna go to the waiting room just for a second so I can think of something, and then we'll be back in a bit.
What it
Hi, I realized I was muted. Professional streamer, I am not. So I'm gonna turn desktop audio down just a little bit. So let's talk about this first, because this is actually more recent. So I commented on, this was a video on Rima's highlight channel talking about FaZe and like the off-kai stuff, and I was actually surprised to get a response, so I'm going to read it over and just give more of my thoughts about it. So about an hour ago I watched this and I said, quote, Pippa talked about on her stream after off-kai was over, and while she herself couldn't say much, likely due to contractual obligations, good on her for having restraint, like, it was obviously clear that she wasn't happy with how things turned out. While I agree that it was probably only a few bad actors who tried to sabotage Pippa and FaZe, I still would personally say that off-kai bears responsibility as a venue host to ensure that all their guests, both VTubers and fans, had a positive experience, and by not properly vetting volunteers and moderators, they failed in that obligation. Doubly so because FaZe funded all the vendors' booths as well, probably to try and mend relations, since we know now from Kirsha that previous off-kai staff didn't want Pippa at the event, even though Kirsha got off-kai and Yoma got confused. Overall, I wouldn't be surprised if FaZe walked next year and didn't attend, but who's to say? I just hope things get better than they are right now. So that's what I said about an hour ago, and only 43 minutes ago, I actually got a response, which, you know, not mad about it. Like the fact that I got a response, like, that's the surprising part, because I didn't think I would. And from this channel, I'm assuming this is Rima talking, because it says my team and I looked stuff. So comment here says, actually my team and I looked into the Yomicon stuff, and that turned out to be untrue. Maybe I'll speak more about it on a future stream, although it is a bit hard now since it's not topical anymore. Which, yeah, like, I mean, I don't necessarily say I think that Kirsha's necessarily 1,000% right or everything. I do trust her judgment because she is typically the person who I listen to and talk about when talking about or learning about this sort of stuff, and I do trust her word on that. But even if the Yomicon stuff isn't true, stuff with off-kai is, however. That's the problem. Like, even if Kirsha got the off-kai stuff and Yomicon stuff mixed up, at the end of the day, a person who was a director for off-kai did flat out tell her, even though she was wrong, that off-kai had staff in previous years that didn't want Pippa on at the event, and if she wasn't going to show up, FaZe was going to walk. So again, still kudos to Kirsha for poker facing the shit out of that scenario, because damn, I could not do that if I were her. But yeah, like, that is actually, I did not know about the Yomicon stuff being untrue. So that is actually a good find on Rima, and that is good info to have. That is a very important thing to find out and note. So yeah, I actually just saw this, so this is actually really cool. I don't know. Can I do @shoutouts to people on YouTube chat? Like, hang on. Like, this is I'm just gonna like the highlight channel itself right now, because that's where we're looking at. But yeah, I'll just do the real quick. Yeah, go watch Rima and her content. Like, go watch her clips and stuff. She does good videos and stuff. She's friends with people like Legal Mindset and Gator. Like, she's very good at what she does, and she does make very good content stuff. Same with like people like Parrot and Asagi. So actually glad that I got a response. That's actually really cool. But the other thing that I want to talk about was, yeah, it's a similar type of comment I made, but it was on a different thing. This was on Clipper's Faola's channel, and I said this yesterday, and I'll just be a bit more blunt. She's one of the better VTuber news channels. She honestly is. Yeah, so this was on a different Clipper channel. This was from Faola. They are a Pippa Clipper. They do short form Pippa. Well, not short, like actual YouTube shorts, just like shorter length Pippa highlights. They do very good stuff. Their stuff is very well edited stuff. They just joined Twitter, so go give them a follow if you can. I think their Twitter should be linked on their channel. They just had a community page or community note about it. Well, not community. No, that's a Twitter thing. Community update thing, whatever. But I said here on this thing after watching this video, because this is Pippa herself directly speaking about Offkai, and I said, Pippa is making the right thing, or saying the right thing from a public relations standpoint. She can't really say anything too negative about Offkai because that'll make Face Connect look bad. I wouldn't be surprised if Pippa was generally upset about the stuff with Kirsha. That being said, speaking of Kirsha, she directly talked about her blacklisting, spoke with an Offkai director, and that conversation did expose that there were staff angry that Pippa was there, but couldn't kick her out without FaZe as a whole walking. IMO FaZe playing for artist tables was an all branch to try and mend things over, and to give Offkai an incentive so that talents would feel comfortable and have a good experience. And by not vetting volunteers and letting people like Gustavo, Unknown Pippa, and Pikami Auntie in as a mod, Offkai didn't hold up their end of their bargain. Pippa is a saint for having restraint to not be angry or upset, but I would not be surprised or upset if Fishman chewed Offkai out and said that FaZe isn't coming back. Okay, sorry, my voice started to give out at the end of that, and I speak really fast, but yeah, this is more akin to my genuine thoughts on the situation as a whole. Because I don't speak for FaZe. Like, I just need to make that blatantly clear stuff. Like, even though my Twitter handle says unofficial FaZe, like, obviously it's unofficial, because that's the whole bit. Unofficial FaZe Clipper or whatever. Like, I'm not affiliated with FaZe Connect in any way, shape, or form. I just do what I do as a hobby. I am just a guy with a laptop who makes YouTube videos. I am not an employee of FaZe Connect in any way, and do not speak on their behalf. Which is why I'm allowed to say stuff like this. I do think Offkai fucked up. Like, even if they didn't necessarily mean to do anything bad from their actual, like, director stuff, letting someone who is outright just an anti of not only FaZe, like, not only Pippa and stuff, but, like, I know Pikami Auntie, and I'm pretty sure that Vishojo was there at Offkai. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, Vishojo had, like, a maid panel and stuff. I don't know if they streamed necessarily, or if Henya, like, did any stream stuff for Offkai, whatever. But not only just did they let someone who was an auntie for Pippa be there, but someone who was a Pikami auntie, and, oh, Henya's there too. Like, that's... yeah, and I know that's, like, one bad actor. Sure, but at the same time, like, if you're the venue host, or, like, the host of an event or whatever, and you are be giving a panel and stuff to people to promote themselves and do celebratory stuff and whatever, your job as the host is to make sure that all your guests have a good experience. And this music is not very good for being semi-serious. I'm sorry, I'm gonna pause it real quick. But yeah, if you are the host for an event, like a big major like event panel thing like this, and you are giving people a platform to have this big celebratory things and whatever, and one of them, specifically the people who pay off and buy out the vendor fund, like the vendor costs for people, like if they're the ones who have like the bad experience, that doesn't make you look good, especially if on your Twitter you don't outright apologize or say sorry. Like, is it good that you guys said that you appreciate your friends at FaZe Connect and whatever? Yes. Should you have apologized and been very sorry? Also, yes, and that wasn't the case. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say with that real quick, but that's like the next like sort of off-kick stuff that I wanted to talk about. But like it is just like the situation is simultaneously both over and also still kind of a shit show. Because like Kirsha still hasn't, I don't, as far as I know, hasn't gone like full in depth about all the shit that's gone down with her. Because I know there's a lot, and she hasn't even gotten into all of it because there's still so much that she wants to talk about. But like I know this whole stuff is far, far from over. So if it was over, like people would be already done not talking about it. And I don't know. I don't know. Who's to say? Like overall, like at the end of the day, I just hope that shit gets better because FaZe deserves better than this. Because they are a very good company, and they do very good work and take very good care of their talents. So to see that not be reciprocated, it's infuriating, especially as someone who's a fan. Like it is infuriating, frustrating. Like, I didn't even go to Offkai as like a guest or like as a fan, whatever. Mostly because I couldn't afford to fly out to California to pay for an Offkai ticket. But at the end of the day, like for those who did, like that's probably even more frustrating that the panel had like errors and had a bunch of ads playing stuff, and the venue host didn't even apologize or say sorry. Like, yeah, that would be frustrating to say the least. But yeah, trying to think of what else to talk about. I don't want to be a drama news, like drama yapper or whatever. I don't want that to be all that we're talking about. But at the same time, it's kind of hard. Because, like, I'm not, like, on one hand, I'm an opinionated piece of shit and I like talking about stuff. But on the other hand, I'm also just an editor. I'm not one who people come to hear my opinions on things. But, eh, I don't know. I just like talking about stuff because it is tangentially related to what I do because I am a VTuber clipper. And if people who are un like completely unassociated with the hobby as a whole can talk about and voice their opinions on things, then why can't I? I don't know. But I won't play the video for it, but I do want to talk about something else because I was watching the stream the other night, or not the other night, last night because that's when it went live. So I'll talk about that real quick and do whatever. Because I do think this is an interesting topic to talk about. Because, like, regardless of who you agree is right or wrong or whatever, like, at the end of the day, it is someone. Like, this is something I think is worth talking about at the end of the day. So, let's get this up real quick. There we go. So last night, Under the T did, like, if you not watch these people, it's like Lumi, Mama Octo, and Mizu. Like, I'm sorry I can't get your guys' name fully. Like, it's in the description right here. Like, I can do it. Luminous Cove, Mizuhana Oshibe, and Mama Octo. So, those are the three who run this podcast. It was just Octo and Mizu last night, but they talked about this stuff, and they were talking about. This is a part 2 of their first stream on it, but they were talking about the small Lola situation and that whole thing, which, not to undermine it, but I am gonna probably, screw it, I already closed the BGM app, it's fine, so I'm not gonna play it. But yeah, this was an interesting thing to hear about because this drama as a whole is stupid. Because, yeah, I'm just gonna give my opinion on it real quick. Do I think that Small Lola plagiarized Shy Lily? Yes. Do I think they did so intentionally? Yes. Do I think they deserve necessarily to get a shitload of hate for it? No. Like, because I don't think people deserve getting, like, unless you're just actively harassing and bothering people, like, no, you don't really deserve to have it come back to you. But at the same time, this is not the first time that they've tried to plagiarize Lily either. And so it's like, you're just kind of a grifter. So it's sort of whatever. Like, it's hard to put energy into hating someone when that's the exact response that they want. Like they want the attention and they want to get like the rage stuff, whatever. Like this entire like situation and drama in quotes. Like, this is not something new. They've done this before. It's like I don't know. It's just frustrating because it's like they're obviously good people who are very talented and do what they do and they do things well. But like if you're gonna have like if you're gonna go through and do whatever, like go through the effort and trouble to plagiarize and make a drama thing, not only once but twice, but not even be like original about how you do it. Like both times, like you try to plagiarize with the same person. It's just okay. Like I can't take someone like this super seriously. But yeah, like it's hard to like. I'm not the again. I'm not a professional like podcaster commentator person. I don't have the energy to be one. But I do like talking about this stuff because it interests me, and like drama content isn't for everyone, and I'm not gonna be solely dedicated to this stuff. But I do like talking about it a little bit because why not? Sorry, my throat. But yeah, like this specific thing that these three, like two this time, because I think one of them had to sit out, but specific thing that these three were talking about was the VTuber Alara coming to not necessarily the defense of Small, but doing like an interview with them and talking about it. And at the end of the day, kind of not really adding anything of value. Because yeah, I was here in the stream last night and watching it, and like I missed some of it. Like I think I missed like the first like hour and a half of a 3 hour stream. But like, good lord, the way some people like I'm not saying that my way of doing things is perfect, but like at the end of the day, like there's an art to minimalism, and there's a value to minimalism, and you don't need to have like super duper like ADHD inducing stuff for your stream for it to be entertaining or for people to keep their attention. Because if you're just a good content creator or an interesting person, like people will stay and listen to what you have to say and just chat with you and enjoy your content. But if you have to have a bunch of other stuff and whatever going on at the same time as your stream just so people can stay engaged, that's kind of telling. Like that's just my personal opinion on the topic of stuff like that because as someone who is an editor, like I talked about this on like a Twitter comment or whatever because someone was asking like specifically like Clippers a question about overlays and stream stuff. And I said in that like overall like overlays aren't a bad thing. It's just that sometimes with there's like too much stuff like emotes flying everywhere or just other random stuff just getting added in, it can sometimes cause streams to lag and that can make recording and gathering footage on higher quality stuff like 1080p or whatever much more difficult. Which sadly that's kind of been the case for a lot of more recent highlights because either my laptop is not that powerful or just the streams are just too active and have too much going on, but I can't get clean 60 frames per second footage for every stream that I want to do highlights for. At least not in 1080p. I can usually get it if it's say 720p and it's like a still slower stream. Usually there'll be like one small dip or whatever, but it usually hovers at around 60 to like 59 or so frames. But yeah, like I don't want to play any like footage directly because I didn't ask permission to react, so I don't want to just do that without asking and be rude. But like I do recommend that you guys go and watch this stream. I'll link the URL real quick. Like, give me 1 second. I'll link the URL in chat because it is an interesting stream and does have a lot of interesting points. Go watch the first part of it too. Yeah. So yeah, definitely go watch this first on your own. Don't just because I'm not gonna react to it on stream because this isn't my content. So I'm not gonna do that and just do whatever without permission. But do go watch this and watch whatever, like because they do make good points and they bring up a lot of stuff that is like, yeah. I don't know, but yeah. What else is there to talk about? Because we've only been going for about 46 minutes. So I want to do at least an hour. I don't want to just waste time either. I think. It's an interesting conundrum trying to think of what to do when you do an impromptu stream. Well, hmm. Yeah. I don't know. If I can't think, to be honest, I get it. Been there before. Yeah. Well, if I don't, a part of me feels bad for just wasting time and not having anything to do. So, yeah, I think for a shorter stream like today, I think it's fine to cut it short right here and now. Because, hmm, I don't know. Well, if I can't think of anything to do at the moment, I think I shall just redirect you guys to another stream and call it good. I can't do raids because I'm tiny, but I will send you guys over to Nano's stream because she's live right now. So I'll link that stream in chat, and I shall call it good for today. So yeah, Nano stream is here right now. She's live. So go there and say hi, and I will see you guys next time.